When you see this icon, pause the presentation. Restart when you're ready. The eSgoil National 5 Gaelic Learners course was developed with the help of the following bodies. In this fourth lesson, we're going to look at a particular question and all the things that arise out of it. Goireasan coltach, or in some pronunciations, Goireasan coltach. Describing people and places. Goireasan coltach or Goireasan coltach. Now, Goireasan coltach allows us to describe this. Sgire, my district, Sgire, or my parish, another way of referring to Sgire, parish being the older way of talking about smaller subdivisions of large areas. Now, Sgire allows us as a topic to look at lots of things quite early on in this course in a way to help us describe the place that we live in, what the people are like, what facilities there are, the travel links, the natural features you can see, and the climate, so we can cover a lot of things within a context with which we're all familiar. Sgire. But going back to that question, Goireasan coltach. Now, this is how we ask what some place or something is like. And what we're asking here is literally who is it similar to, or to whom is it similar. And if you remember back to the question Cuasa how, or Cuasa ha shiv, which means where are you from, you might remember we talked about the fact that co as a question usually means who. But in this case, we're kind of using it for something else. I know it literally means who is it similar to, but what we're meaning in English is what is it like, what is it similar to. So, Goireasan coltach. Let's hear you all say that to yourself. Goireasan coltach. Now, here's some vocabulary related to this question. Goireasan and Sgire coltach. Goireasan and Sgire coltach. What is the area or district like? And I could take out that word and Sgire from Goireasan and Sgire coltach, and I could put in some of these terms. Bheil, the town. Bheil. Bheil, the village. Bheil. In Chelan, the island. Goireasan in Chelan coltach. What is the island like? Goireasan in Chelan coltach. And in lots of Balchan towns, you'll see the word Mean Bheil, sometimes put up on a sign. Mean Bheil, the town centre, Mean Bheil. And you've got that idea. So Goireasan Mean Bheil coltach. Now, we've already looked at the words mór and big. Mór for big, big for small. But we'll look at some other words which you could use to describe someplace. Cricach, rocky. Cricach. Savach. Savach. Daoine. Daoine. Ainchenoch. Ainchenoch. Trang. Trang. Bheil. Bheil. Grounde. Grounde. And you can also use the weather vocabulary that you've learned from previous units. Fluch, fuair, blah, che, chirim. And we already know agus, but we also have the other conjunction ach, but. Hai fluch, ach blah. It's wet but warm. Hai fluch, ach blah. Chanele ach trang. It's nothing but busy. Chanele ach trang. So moving forward, here are some sentences for you. Idirhengi, translate into English. For example, hat den agent eintje ach fuair. Edinburgh is interesting but cold. So pause it, finish off the sentences and check back with the answers once you're ready. And here are na fregarston, show na fregarston. Here's the answers. So, for example, ha na herig mór agus cregach. Harris is big and rocky. So you can pause the slide, double check your answers, and of course if you have any questions, please contact your tutor. Now, Goireasan na daoine coltach. Goireasan na daoine coltach. What are the people like? And here we have some ways of referring to what people are like. And we'll explore these in future lessons as well. But the first one is Leugh. Lovely. Leugh. Cor. Snuck. Gasta. Gleek. Carstio. So all nice words. Faclan snuck. Nice words. Leugh, cor, snuck, gasta, gleek, carstio. On the other side, more negative words. Mi vogel. Mossach. Suarach. Bregach. Troll. So mi vogel, mossach, suarach, bregach, troll. And when we're talking about people in Gaelic, there's actually quite a few different ways you can refer to people. You had the word daoine, na daoine, the people, na daoine, people. But you can also have this term here, unslúg, and that means kind of the people, the populace in general, the population. There's a very famous Runrig song called Avin and Tuai, the river of people. Adventure is another word that's kind of used for the folk. Adventure, and if you're talking about the people of a certain place, you would say Maincher and Ache, people of the place. Maincher and Yilan, people of the island. Maincher and Ernish, the people of Inverness. And you also see a word there, Intua, and that's kind of used to mean the peasantry, the poor folk. You'll encounter a word. You remember Uish Tua? It's not quite the same word. It doesn't mean north, although they are spelled the same. So moving forward, these are some ways of talking about people using that vocabulary from the previous slide. So for example, Hanna daoine snug an an barai. Hanna daoine snug an an barai. The people are nice in bara. So if you pause the slide, read through the sentences, and then you the thing there. Then you're moving on to, so if you'd like to move on to the next slide, you'll see here the answers for that previous slide. So you're going to pause and check your answers out. I take no, all these are purely random examples. There are no comments on the actual situations of what people are like in different places. A few other little things you can use to make your writing about your other places that you live quite specific. Càite bheil fuireach, we know that question, Càite bheil fuireach. So you could say, ha mi fuireach alnan ceann atúil na Halba, the north end of Scotland. So this word ceann means head. We'll look at the body in another lesson, but ceann means the head or the end, and you'll see that in places like Kinloch, Kinlochs all across Scotland. Or you have the word tuv, which also means your side, tuv. And you'll see tuv used with north and south, but more often with west and east. So you have Ceann Tua na Halba, Ceann Jes na Halba, the north of Scotland and the south of Scotland. Ceann Nair na Halba, the east of Scotland. Ceann Nír na Halba, or tuv Share na Halba, or tuv Sheer na Halba. And you'll see both spellings of east and west like that. Obviously, and ear a bit easier to differentiate. There's an tuv Sheer in Leugh, the west side, and an tuv Share is used for the east of the Tortonish Peninsula, where places such as Staffenad in the Isle of Skye. If you want to be even more specific, other areas, Càite bheil fuireach, we looked at na Héileann and Nír, a couple in the other lesson, the previous lesson. We also have Gaeltach, the Highlands. And Gaeltach changes slightly if you use it with Càite. You could say Càite na Gaeltach, the north of the Highlands. Gaeltach, of course, meaning where the Gaels live. Two other areas of Scotland you might want to use are Gaeltach, which means the lowlands, where the non-Gaels speak, the Gaeltach, Gaeltach. And right down you have na Críochan, the borders, na Críochan. Càite, bheil, fuireach, you might want to be more specific also about where you live, and there's a very useful term for this, and it's Sgire. Ha mi Sgire, I am near to it. Ha mi Sgire. So if you lived in Perth, you could say this: Ha mi fuireach an an piarst Sgire dun G. Ha mi fuireach an an piarst Sgire dun G. Try and get that sh sound in. Fask. Or if you lived in Bheil, Vanachain, ha Catriana a fuireach an sa Vanachain Fask Innernish. Ha Catriana a fuireach an sa Vanachain Fask Innernish. And you might also talk about your transport arrangements. Càite, bheil, fuireach. Now, we use the word adol, as we talked about in a previous one. We're asking Càite, bheil, adol. Ha mi dol Innernish, you're going to embrace. You could say han rad adol. Han rad iarain adol gatua. Han rad iarain adol gatua. The railway goes north. Han rad adol gajis. The road goes south. Han rad adol gajis. And han bat ashig, the ferry. Han bat ashig adol Sgire. Or han bat ashig adol Sgire. The ferry goes west. The ferry goes east. So try and repeat those after me. Han rad iaren adol gatua. Han rad adol gajis. Han bat ashig adol Sgire. Han bat ashig adol Sgire. Now here's some more idirhengiches for you. So translate these from Gaelic into English. You can pause the slide and do that. And here's your answers. You can pause the slide and double check your answers. Now, welcome back. Now, we're going to start talking about Goireasan, the facilities or the things that you can also see in a town. And you might get this question. If it's a noun, use own. Do you remember that from when we talked about weather? If you're using nouns, if you're saying there is something, you just use this simple structure. Ha, own. Okay? And you say ha, Ardskull own. There is a high school. So there is a church. Ha Eglish own. There is a church. So we have some vocabulary here with pictures so that you can don't have to always use English. But Eglish. Eglish. A stadium or a playing field would be a Ràithean. Ràithean. Banke. Banke. Boo, for a shop. Boo. Skull. Daoine. Daoine. For houses, one solitary house would be a daoine. 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 Hospital. Office. Porstar. Porstar. Tybee. Tybee. Dùthaich, a bridge. Dùthaich. Tyallav. Tyallav. For a cinema. literally means a picture house. Taicluich or taicluiche, a theatre, or literally a playhouse. So to say that any of these are in your area, in your town, you would say ha bank awn. There's a bank. Ha hospital agus office awn. There's a hospital and an office. Ha taibi awn. Ach chanel tayalav awn. There's a restaurant, but there's no cinema. And we can use that awn here, Éireann dùthaich, in the country, Éireann dùthaich. So here's some natural features. Now some of these feature in Gaelic place names. Remember, we have a Gaelic place names explanation video, so to help those people who are maybe curious about how Scots place names have been influenced by Gaelic and how that affects the place names that we have in Gaelic. But here's a few features that you may or may not know already. The Gaelic for a mountain, bain. Ha bain awn. There's a mountain. Ha bain awn. Plural for mountains is beauntain. Beauntain. Bain. Beauntain. Avein or awain, a river, depending on pronunciation. Avein or awain. Ha awain awn. There's a river. Avur, ha avur awn. The sea, avur. Awn's avur in the sea. Ha eilean awn. There's an island. Ha eilean awn. Eilean. And we already know this one. Islands, eileanan. Eileanan. Ha eileanan awn. Now, Rishavur, next to the sea, Ràithean na Mara, you might have a try, a beach, try. Tryin, beaches, tryin. And coltach, a shore. Try tends to get used for a sandy beach, coltach more for a rocky shore. And coltach, coltachin is shores. Of course, a Gaeltoch, a dùthaich, ha moran Shalian awn. There are lots of views. Ha Shalian awn. Shalian bria, beautiful views. Shalian bria. So ha Shalig ma awn. There is a good view. Ha Shalig ma awn. We also have the words for castell, for a castle, or daoine, for a fort. Castell, no, daoine. So, ironically, ha Alnan Dunedin in Edinburgh, ha castell awn. There's a castle. Crake, a cliff or a rock, ha crake awn. Ha cricken awn. There's cliffs, rocks, ha cricken awn. Ha calig or ha achgersage awn. There is a harbour or an anchorage. Ha cruv awn. There's a tree, one tree. Ha culje awn. There's a forest. Ha culje awn. Ha tuanas awn. There's a farm. Ha tuanas awn. Ha croich awn. There's a croft. Ha croichin awn. There are crofts. Bain, beauntain, awain, avein, avur, eilean, eileanan, try, tryin, coltach, coltachin, shawag, shawian, castell, daoine, crake, crake, cricken, cricken, calig, calig, achgersage, achgersage, crave, crave, culje, Càite, dùthaich, Càite, Ràithean. So, dùthaich, read and translate. This involves all the vocabulary that we've used up to this point. Pause the slide and translate. Welcome back, fuireach. Here's your answers. Pause it so you can check your answers and then move on to the next slide. Chiu, you'll see. Chiu. Now it's a hard one to say, that one. Chi, at the back of the throat. Chi. Okay, it's not ki, it's not chi, it's chi. Remember that ch like an och. So now, he is a new verb for us, but it means you will see. And what we're going to do is chiu beantain. You'll see mountains. Chiu beantain. And you can use it in this situation for describing where you live, what you'll see. But it also appears in two quite useful dùthaich, which you're going to learn here. And repeat after me. Chimi aristu. Chimi aristu. I'll see you again. Or chimi ariashiv. I'll see you again. With somebody that you know, a bit older. And chimi amarochshiv. I'll see you tomorrow. Chimi amarochshiv. So if you've got a partner, you can pause the presentation and you can just practice this with them. Wave to them. Say, Fisker ma, chimi aristu. Eiche ma, chimi amarochshiv. A little example of a thing you do. Once you've learned those phrases there, you can start messing around with your adjectives. We want to be a bit more expressive. And we're talking about adjective modifiers. How do we modify an adjective? Now, we do this by placing a word before another word to either strengthen or weaken its meaning. Now, if you think about it in English, we say terribly good. Now, terrible is not a good word, but it makes the word good stronger. It makes it a stronger word. So in Gaelic, there are many common modifiers. And here's the most common ones. Uavasoch ma. Uavasoch ma. Terribly good. Hashin uavasoch ma. That is terribly good. Haike ma fluch. It's quite wet. Haike ma fluch. Hai becken savoch. Hai becken savoch. It's a little quiet. Hai caran snog. Hai caran snog. It's a little bit nice. It's rather nice. I guess, oh, hai chodona. It's so bad. Hai chodona. So, uavasoch. Guma. Bekan. Caran. Cho. And there are objectives, modifiers which are light. As we know, that means you add an H to most situations, but not all. Gleva, very good. Gleva. Oh, how rochor. Too kind. Rochor. Fuireach. Fuireach. Really good, or literally truly good. Really good. You will hear native speakers tend to use oh hashin really ma, but they should be really using fear in that situation. And sarva, sar, exceedingly good, just super good. Sar, hashin sarva. You can't use sar on its own really, but moving forward. So here's some place names and some adjectives. Now, if you're using the adjective modifiers, use them to make up a sentence. You can use ha, chanil, or a bheil in order to create these sentences. So they can be questions, negative statements, or positive statements. But use the place name, use the adjective, and also use a adjective modifier in the correct place before the adjective to make the meaning stronger or weaker. So for example, glasgow trang, ha glasgow caran trang, ha glasgow caran trang. So pause the slide and you'll get some example answers on the next one. Fuireach, here are the example answers. A bheil alba rodria. Is Scotland too beautiful? A bheil Leugh gleva. Is Lewis very good? A bheil Leugh gleva. And so on and so forth. So moving forward, once you've paused the slide, coming back. Now, we've looked at this word maris triche already. Cymraha in Càite maris triche. To talk about the climate, not just in Càite, but in Goireasan, you wouldn't need to use that word. You would just use the word maris triche. So you wouldn't have to say Cymraha in Goireasan, how's the climate? You could say Cymraha in Càite maris triche. And it's a hard C, like a K. Don't say maris trais or maris trise or maris triche. So translate the following. There are 3 sentences at the bottom of this slide, and you'll get them. So pause the slide and you'll get them on the next one once you've done it. So there's your answers for that, fuireach, and you can pause it and then move on to the next slide. Fuireach, Ràithean, seasons, Ràithean. Now you could also refer to what a place is like during a specific season of the year. And the Gaelic for the seasons are these. Look at the left-hand ones. An Cheirach, an Charach, an Cheirach or an Charach, depending on pronunciation. An Saurug, an Saurug. An Fawr or an Fugger, depending on pronunciation. An Fawr or an Fugger. And an Goireasan, an Goireasan. So that's spring, summer, autumn, winter. Now, when we say in the, we don't tend to use the same alnan or alms that we had. We've learnt so far. We've got slightly different things, just because they're quite common phrases and they're able to be like this. You would say, is Cheirach in the spring, is Cheirach. Is Taurug in the summer, is Taurug. In the autumn, is Taur. Is Taur, or is Taur, in the autumn. And Sgire in the winter, Sgire. Is Cheirach, is Taurug, is Taur, Sgire. So here's a little reading exercise. It's got the seasons there and the Ràithean there with the questions. There are 4 questions in bold. And if you want to pause the slide and translate them into English. Fuireach, here's your answers to the previous slide. You might want to pause it and double check your spellings and your answers. Remember, you can always show your answers to a tutor and they will be willing to help out. So, Leugh, we're going to do a little reading exercise. You'll see what there are 3 profiles. If you read them, you'll be able to extract the following information from them. This information does appear on each other slide, so don't worry about getting this, but you're going to look at, get the information from each slide of where exactly do they live, what facilities do they mention, what are the people like, are there any transport links mentioned, and what is the climate like. So I'll read out the text once. You can pause it and we can go over the answers. But I'll pause it. I'll read it out. You can pause it and then I'll tell you what the answers are. Is misje calm roch? Ha mi fuireach an een postrie an zijn jelen skia noch. Ha postrie bria, ach an de daoine massach. Ha aardskull, bunskull Gaelic, ospedal, agus daoine an een postrie. Ha ruin cliche an cudjoch. Han raad dal gejes, agus getua. Ha shalien alin an. Chiu biaunten, agus a vuur. Ha postrie trang is taurug. Ha postrie Leugh, maar is triche. Pause the presentation and try and extract the information. Okay, fuireach, Leugh a hoon. Where exactly do they live? Callum lives in Portree in Skye. He mentions it as having a high school, a Gaelic primary school, a hospital, and some houses, and a stadium or a playing field. The people, in his opinion, are a little bit grumpy, they're a little bit mosoch. He mentions some transport links, a road which goes south, Goireasan, agus Càite, north. And he says that it is very wet, usually Leugh, mar is Càite. Let's now move forward to Goireasan. Again, I'll read it out, and then you can follow in by extract the information. She elasig ní eSgoil in tenim horum. Ha mi fuireach an an glasgow. Rugig agus hogig mi an an glasgow. Ha glasgow glévór agus trang. Ha na daoine cardio cudioch. Ha mórin Goireasan an an glasgow. Ha ruincliche móraun ag Celtic an an ceann near glasgow. Ha mórin vuan an cudioch. Ha me se fuireach fascin méana bhela. Hiú an Amin agus dùthaich Kingston. Ha glasgow begin fluch mar is Càite. Pause the recording. Fuireach. Elizabeth lives in Glasgow. The facilities that she mentions are, there are many facilities. There is a big stadium, Celtic Park, in the east of the city, and there's also lots of shops, more in Vuan. And she lives in she lives very much near the centre of town. That can add that back to your first bullet point. So always watch for information being throughout a written piece like this. She says you can also see the river, Hiú and Amin, agus dùthaich Kingston, the Kingston Bridge. She says the people are friendly. She doesn't mention any transport links other than perhaps the Kingston Bridge. But she does say that the climate in Glasgow is a little wet, usually. This third passage, again I'll read it. I'll tell you when to pause, and then you can extract the information. Se dóil mac goin in tenim orm. Ha mi fuireach an úlpú an ceann níor na Gaeltach. Saun inar fiocharin a hami. Ha inar fiocharin fascin inar níos. Ha na daoine snog an úlpú. Channeal mórin Goireasan an úlpú. Ha buán agus ha eaglaisán. Ha bat asig a dul Sgire go leabhas. Ha mi se fuireach in an dùthaich. Chimi coltach, Éireann agus Càite. Ha guach ach grianach mar is Càite. Pause the recording. Fuireach. So Donald Smith, Dóil mac goin, lives in Liverpool in the west of the Highlands. He also happens to live in the country. If you look at the end of it, it says Ha mi se fuireach in dùthaich. Now, the people are nice and the daoine snog an Liverpool. He mentions one transport link, Han bat asig a dul Sgire go leabhas. The ferry goes west to Leugh. And what is the climate like? The climate is windy and sunny, usually. He also does actually mention the facilities, and the facilities are, there are not many facilities. There is a shop and there's a church. And he also says you can see a shore, islands and a croft from where he lives, whether you count them as facilities there. So I hope that by taking your time and reading that there, you manage to get some information and you're learning how to deal with larger sized texts. Now here's a little phrase that we're going to learn how to use this a little bit later on, but it's worth knowing as part of phrases. So to talk about places, you don't always need to use ha or channeal, but at the moment we'll just say if you learn these three phrases for talking about a town, and you can of course interchange bits of it if you feel confident. We can use is, the same thing that we say with is misha, I am. We can use part of it she to say It is a nice place. Càite snog a haun. It's a nice place. Càite snog a haun. You can repeat that after me. Càite snog a haun. Balibria a haun. It's a lovely town. Balibria a haun. Élan Alain a haun. It's a beautiful town. Élan Alain a haun. So just learn those phrases to yourself. Càite snog a haun. Balibria a haun. Élan Alain a haun. And you might have the chance to use that in the forthcoming slides. First thing you're going to do is Sgire. Goireasan mo Sgire coltach. That's going to be your title. Goireasan mo Sgire coltach. You're going to write a profile about yourself and your local area for a tourist guide. Take the title above. Now try and use the vocabulary built up over the last 4 videos. And you'll be looking at that information there. See how you get on. And remember to show it to your teacher when you're done. Think about, you can go back and look at the little profiles that we did, that we've just been doing, where we've looked at what people are saying about their hometown. But have fun with it. This is an early writing piece, and don't worry too much if you make some mistakes at this point. So pause the and carry on to the next one when you're ready. To close, you're going to finish this one, you'll need to find a partner. For this one, you can go away and prepare for this, and you're going to have a little partner with a conversation. The earliest person to wake up is the person that should go first. That's what you get for being keen. So in this one, you're going to ask the person where they live. You're going to ask them what the place is like. You're going to ask them what facilities there are. You're going to ask them what the people are like. And you're going to ask them how the weather usually is. Now, if you do know what those questions are in Gaelic, just pause the slide and carry on. Once you've given yourself some time to prepare what you'll say. But if not, move to the next slide. And you'll see here the questions in Gaelic ready for you to ask if you require them. Càite fuireach. Where do you live? Càite fuireach. Goireasan coltach. What's it like? Goireasan. What are the facilities there? Goireasan the daoine coltach. What are the people like? And Càite and Càite. That is dùthaich. How is the weather usually? So you can ask those questions to each other. Get yourself prepared to be able to answer them. And your teacher or your tutor should have a one-on-one to you at some point following those questions. So prepare yourself to talk about that. Use your written talk. Use as much of your own knowledge as possible. And Goireasan that. I hope it goes well. So Tapolive Earson Ràithean. Thanks for listening. Here is a little quote from a very famous Harris song. Sgire san Romain and bheilch. I see the land where I was a boy. Sgire san Romain and bheilch. Attentive viewers will know that that's a picture of Skye, however. So, but ha bheil noun, ha beant noun, ha Alain, ha bria, ha Goireasan, chanjeli fluch. All these different adjectives. So if you, a little tip in closing is, get a picture like that and try and describe what you see. Goireasan coltach. Tapolive. Goireasan coltach. Cheery and draste.